Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And last week was mostly EVE Online. I also played a little bit of Civilization 6, but really not a lot, just to relax, and I didn't get any footage or anything like that from Civ 6. So let's get started with EVE Online. And well, as you probably imagine, we're still in the holding pattern since we don't have any development news about the game. So I spent my time doing a little bit of exploration, pretty much like last week, focusing mostly on cleaning up anomalies, seeing if I can get some escalations. Didn't get anything last week, but I also found one evening where I felt like, alright, I got a bit more time, so let's actually probe stuff down, and I found a couple of good combat sites pretty damn quickly. So all in all, it worked out pretty well for the little bit of time that I spent in the game. It was all good. I did do something else as well, and that is continue managing all the stuff that I have in a Mars space. I'm running out of containers in the other stations, so that's good. I'm down to basically the last two, who are well, a little bit of a problem, because there's so much stuff in there from a donation that it's probably gonna take me months to move everything over to a Mars space. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to try to handle that. Maybe I should do a contract for someone to transport all of that stuff, but we will see. The good news is that in the station in Amar itself, in the trade hub, I also basically found my system. I've got a couple of those massive warehouse containers that can store like 100 million cubic meters or something like that. So those are perfect for all of the ores, the PI stuff, even storing ships and things like that. So I'm setting up that system that I'm then planning to replicate in Jeddah, in Dodixie, and in the Minmatar trade hub. I think I'm in Rennes. I'm not sure which one of the two systems that I'm in, but yeah, this is actually pretty fun to me as well. I've got so much stuff that I completely lost the overview on everything that I have, but I've been consolidating that, and now I even have a management system, you could say, within the station, so that I can put everything within containers, and then this, depending on what I find out, looking at the market, doing EVE talk, things like that, I can just go to the right container, decide if it's time to sell or not. It's definitely been fun, basically organizing everything that I've got in EVE Online. When it comes to the BPCs, I have to do another run early next week, but yeah, I have to do one because we've been selling. I'm 15 contracts in less than a week, I think, that have been sold, so that's going actually surprisingly well. I think maybe freighters are being built, maybe even some orcas and stuff like that is being built as well, just to be ready for when compression hits the orca and hits the Orcal. We'll see, but for now, yeah, good times for me. My BPC business is running quite nicely, and then I'm still of course doing PI on the daily, which is actually going surprisingly well, since I'm making mechanical parts that have actually shot up a lot in Amar, even compared to Jeddah. I think we were higher in Amar than in Jeddah, and same thing with coolants, which I'm also producing from a couple of gas planets, and so I've been selling decently aggressively. For coolants, I'm able to sell above 11,000 discs easily, having the best price and seeing everything that I make be gone in a very short amount of time. So it's pretty damn good for me. The niches that I'm actually running in are selling quite well at the moment in EVE Online. But when it comes to just generally having plans or anything like that, that's still a no. I'm definitely waiting on CCP, seeing what they decide to announce, where the game is going next before doing that. But in this period of time, I'm taking advantage of that to basically consolidate everything, liquidate some of the big assets, make sure that I'm nimble and ready for whenever something new comes out that I really want to sink my teeth in when it comes to EVE Online. But I've said that many times in the previous videos. My honest expectation is that we won't really get anything too concrete until a little bit before FanFest, so that they can come out with a splash and some hype in FanFest. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I know some of you guys will be far more pessimistic about that, but I think that is basically CCP's plan. So let's wait and see what happens. I definitely have stuff that I still want to do in the game, although it is very, very casual. I can basically get by on maybe an hour an evening, super relaxed, doing a little bit of exploration and doing a couple of runs from the stations. That's like 8 jumps, I think, out of From Amar, moving more stuff in there, organizing everything, selling a little bit, maybe even buying a little bit. I'm definitely doing that in Jeddah as well when it comes to the Take-Two ships at the moment. And so I'm just prepping basically my account to be ready when something new comes out. I'll be just able to grab what I need and get a move on it. And between now and FanFest, well, we've got a new leak for Path of Exile coming out. I do want to mention that in the Sunday recap as well, because that's really something that I'm planning to take a very good look at, to really give it a go. I'm actually hyped for it. The new rework for the Atlas to me seems really nice, because I was never there when the Atlas was introduced. I never understood like the regions and how maps would interact and get into drop pools. I mean, I kind of understand it at this point, but it's really still a mystery to me. And then I hated all of those extra Conqueror orbs or something like that you had to put in to upgrade your maps, and it was just too complex a system for me to just jump in from the point where I started Path of Exile. So this to me really looks like something that I could understand. On top of that, everything gets you can go for bonuses in a new skill tree that'll just you run a map, you complete the objective on the map, and you get a skill point that'll improve your experience, normally your rewards for the maps there. So I'm kind of hoping, not sure if it's going to work out of course, but I'm kind of hoping that for this league I will be able to push into higher end game content than I have in the previous leagues. I basically made it into maps. I can sometimes make a character that makes it into yellow maps, but that is really my limit so far when it comes to Path of Exile. There's also of course time-wise it becomes grindy and things like that, but for this league I also have a character that I want to start first with, that I want to experiment. I think it has the potential. I could be completely wrong on that, but we will see. I'm definitely really hyped, looking forward to the leak for Path of Exile coming next week, and I will definitely try to make videos on that one as well. So yeah, there we go. That was my last week in games, and actually my plans for next week, at least late next week then. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.